Are you ready to start this year off with an incredibly generic action movie? Because oh boy, 2022 is off to a great start. Hello, Flickering Myth family, and welcome to our channel. My name is EJ Marino, and we have a new movie review. I'm going to be diving into the film The 355. The 355 is a new film from director Simon Kinberg. He is a filmmaker that has written a ton of films. Everything from a lot of the popular X-Men movies to helming his own X-Men movie called Dark Phoenix. That may give you a taste of what's to come, because I did not like this movie. I don't hate this movie. It's just painfully average. It is just so paint by numbers type of action movie. From the very cliched dialogue to the plot of the film to the action scenes, it all just feels so been there, done that. And that's kind of hard for me because I wanted to like this film. It has an incredibly stacked cast of some of my favorite actresses. I mean, Jessica Chastain, Lupita, Diane Kruger, Bingbing. I mean, the list, Penélope Cruz, the list goes on. And there is some strong talent here, even on the male side, like Edgar Ramirez and Sebastian Stan. I very much enjoy those people. So all the pieces were there. The acting is not the fault here. Like, I definitely think everyone plays their very generic roles okay. I think they all kind of go through the motions. Everything is fine on the actor side. It's just that script. Both people who worked on the script, we'll talk about that in a little bit, but yeah, it just seems like they were like, let's just do an action movie. And yeah, sure, this is probably well-worn territory. Yeah, sure, the evil device that is going to change the whole world and possibly start World War III. Yeah, it's like, it's not even a Bond plot. Bond plots are different than that. It's basically like, I don't know, a Kingsman plot? No, actually, those are weirder. Yeah, this is just a generic Liam Neeson. It's a Liam Neeson, Bruce Willis action movie plot. And with this cast in this day and age, this shouldn't be it. This is a film that they're trying to release on a theatrical scale. To see it just feel so streaming worthy, so straight to video worthy, that's it's a bit hard to watch. Don't get me wrong though, the 355 has enough in there that makes it okay if you're into action movies like this. For me, I see enough action movies throughout the year that I want them to, I'll be honest, I want them to reinvent the wheel a little bit. From The Matrix to John Wick, I know those are two Keanu films, to the Kingsman films, to plenty of other ones. I mean, we go to Ip Man, we go to En Bak, we go to like The Raid. I see action films these days, and I just want them to push the boundaries more. I want them to, like I said, reinvent the wheel. I want them to have a bit more fun when it's just the same punch, kick, kind of fight scenes. When it's the same, let's just have a bunch of guns shooting at each other. I kind of just glaze over. Action like that just does nothing for me. Seeing these talented actresses, you would expect it to have a bit more in the emotional department. All of these fights were just fine. Now, there was a moment when all the actors kind of got to sit down and talk, and they kind of were discussing their first times really working on a case, getting to fight and kill somebody, and there was a good emotional moment. Diane Kruger kind of comes in and sells her character a bit more there. Those were the character moments I was expecting, but I wanted there to be a gravitas to the action, you know, some stakes to the oh my god moments, but everything just kind of went through and just kind of flowed on by. And again, that's not the worst thing ever, but when you see so many movies like I do a year, you're wanting to just be teased or have a bit more fun with something. I was just left here a bit blue-balled. The 355 is one of those international action movies where you see a bit of everyone come from around the world to come together to fight this mission. We have the American, who is Jessica Chastain, the English computer specialist, which is Lupita's character Khadijah. We also have the German, played by Diane Kruger. We have the Colombian therapist, who is the I don't know what I'm doing, I've never done one of this before characters, by Penelope Cruz. And we have Bingbing, who is like a spy. She's in a weird spot in this movie. Definitely wasn't completely in love with her character. She kind of gets really into the fold a bit later into the film as well. So yeah, all of these characters come together to find this weird device that could possibly like hack things, that could shut things down. You know, it's one of those plots. We also have Sebastian Stan in this film and Edgar Ramirez. They don't play the biggest parts of this. Sebastian Stan definitely has a bit more of a media role, but they're just there. This is definitely the female story, and I like that this isn't super girl powery. There's not really like a moment that is like, aren't we just kick-ass women? No, there's just a lot of scenes where they're like, okay, we gotta do what we gotta do. Like, there's this one really cool scene. It's set in a Middle Eastern country where they're kind of just running around, killing people, and having to do it sneakily. That was definitely one of my favorite moments. There was a bit of a more tense attitude there. We got to see how each one of the characters would react to the scenario. Those were the moments that I was definitely engaged by. Those were the moments that I'm like, this plot could work. I would have loved to see this handled by a different writer and director team. I definitely think, the writer who we have here, one's Simon Kinberg, the other is someone who's done things like Harriet the Spy and Catwoman. I like both those movies in their own weird way, but do I really need her writing one of these films? That's just kind of the problem, because her and Simon's work together. It's definitely one of those things where, like, Lupita's character's like, we should all work together. The enemy of the enemy is my friend. It's those lines. That came out of someone's mouth. It's one of those things I'm like, you don't have to tell us that. Show us that. This is a film. You don't have to say what everyone is thinking, and that's the problem here. It's one of those, they don't trust you as a viewer to just be like, yeah, you can figure it out. We just have to blindly tell you everything. I'm like, no, you don't have to do this. Just actually, and let me see this action. Let me figure out the plot with you having to scream, hey, this is what's happening every 2 seconds. It's pretty apparent, though, for the first major studio release of the year, I was expecting a bit more. I know it's January, and this is usually the dumping ground for movies, but we have things like Scream coming out this year. Morbius was supposed to come out this month, so again, there was supposed to be potential here, but the 355 is one of the most January movies I have seen in a while. It's just like, hey, let's just do this quick, easy movie. Like, I will definitely say there's a market for this. Like, my stepdad, who loves generic action movies, would love this. And that's no shade. There's people who just like simple action movies with people kicking ass, guns going off, and a plot to save the world. People like those kind of movies. I usually don't mind them either, but I just wanted this to go above and beyond with the talented cast, with a director who, again, has only one directing, effort under his thing, and it's Dark Phoenix, but he's written enough movies that I expect more. I can see him growing here. The growth Simon has done from Dark Phoenix to this movie is apparent. He definitely likes working with Jessica Chastain. I mean, he wrote The Martian. She's in that movie as well. Yeah, he definitely likes working with her, and there's a bond there. I would like to see them continue going. My problem is Jessica Chastain in these roles is not my favorite. I definitely think she just isn't this type of actress. I praise her really highly for The Eyes of Tammy Faye. I like to see her in more films like this. Maybe a different role for her in a Simon Kinberg movie could be the best, but overall, this was just a meh movie, and you never want to start off the year meh. Alright, everyone, that is it for my review of the 355. It was fine. The more I think about it, the more it's okay. It's very inoffensive. There's nothing too bad or there's nothing too good. It's just sitting in the middle, and again, I wanted to start off this year with a banger, something crazy. Fingers crossed that Scream could still be that movie. We also have Sundance this month that we will be covering on this channel. Yeah, overall, go into this if you want to see it. If you like the actresses involved, if you like action movies like this, definitely see it. If not, this is definitely skippable, or watching this on Netflix on a Sunday when you're bored. That's how I feel about it. Hope you guys agree. Hope if you don't agree, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Also, subscribe to our channel because we make videos like this every single week, and we're getting into 2022 with some great content. Make sure you guys subscribe. Oh, also, if you did enjoy this review, make sure you give me a thumbs up because YouTube takes those way too seriously. All right, everyone, let's talk about the 355 down below.